One of the challenges was finding similar icons in supernatural mythology that would be a shorthand for American audiences. In much of ways, a lot of images in Ringu, the Japanese ring, are really used for an Asian audience that is much more familiar with the kind of icon of the child figure with the hair over the face. These images resonate on a very primal level.
The things that captivate us, the things that are so attention-getting, is there things that shouldn't be, but seemingly could be, that there becomes this horrible outcome out of the mundane.
These symbols or motifs that kind of carry real psychological or emotional value just get into your skin. But some of the most, frightening images in these movies are the simplest ones. There are motifs like the fly and the well and the ring itself. Water pooling where it shouldn't, or seeping out from a couch. It's interesting. There's something extremely intimate about it, and therefore some of the best moments are intimate ones.
Much of the same signature imagery from the first film is back in this movie, and often utilized in different ways, hopefully ways that you're not expecting.
That image of the oval mirror and the woman brushing her hair was just such a great image in it. Mirrors obviously, connect to illusion and truth.
So while you're not aware of it because it's the absence of something, there's something extremely unsettling about it.
And since Lewis Carroll, which I was obsessed with as a girl, yeah, the notion of a mirror being a portal into another world is, part of our consciousness, I think.
There's symbolic meaning as opposed to why they're there. The burning tree was there because we needed to create a way to suggest the sun was going down and the end of the seventh day in the first movie was happening. That very tree is the tree that the young Samara looked at when she was killed by her mother. Because that's the tree that is right over on that hill. And of course, Samara dies in the well. So it's, again, one of those symbols that actually leads to the uncovering of the sin of the past.
I actually believe it came out of originally a poem that Samara had written.
A poem that actually mentioned many of these images.
Yeah.
We're used to hearing verbal cues in a good Hitchcock movie, but to do them as abstract images and realize, wait, they're not just abstract images, they're symbols that are leading us somewhere. Water is the key symbol.
There are lots of Japanese ghost stories involving a well.
We have kind of natural fear to the water.
There's obviously a connection with birth and something sort of primal in water, I think.
As a symbol, water is the life source, the source of all creation and existence, and at the same time, it's an environment that we can't live in, that brings death when we're surrounded by it.
The water from the bottom of the well can be a symbol of Samara's evil spirit. And at the same time, because Samara was kept, Samara's body or the spirit had been kept in that water at the bottom of the well for a long, long time. So Samara hates that water as well.
As an element, it's kind of the perfect elemental metaphor for life and death in the same object, the power to create or the power to destroy.
Well, they're sacred, very sacred animals in the Japanese culture. And there's, in fact, a famous deer park in Nara, which is near Kyoto. It's another ancient city.
And there's a way that animals know things before humans do. And
that was part of a series of motifs kind of connected to nature. The sense that something's wrong in this little town, that evil has been brought to it, was manifest in a number of kind of natural occurrences like that. And
kind of a scary image. Part of the fun was to try to give the audience clues. In other words, the tape was, yes, it was your death sentence, but it was also provide you a series of images. These images would come back as motifs. It's so kind of fundamental. It's almost as if the sum total of Rachel's existence, as perceived in the world, in these symbols and motifs in the world around her, are again pointing her in a direction.
When you can tap into that inevitability of death, tapping you on the shoulder someday, then you're getting at the crux of what scares people because we all know that we're not here for long.